Yeah. Shout out to Shish Trish doing the Nola bounce. And you know what? Okay. So I'm gonna start the phone lines in a little bit. But I was thinking about you earlier, Shish Trish, because like something happened in your chat. And I wanted to bring it up. And so I'm so glad you're in here. But let me just go ahead and start off the stream. Hello, QI Critical Thinking is back in the building. And today, I don't know sometimes where I might come off wrong or how people must misunderstand what I'm saying. I do know that because I'm a spiritual person and I look at things a little differently, I know a lot of people won't understand me. I know a lot of people don't care to understand me. And I know that some people just just want to beat a person down. So pretty much, I am who I am. I'm about that love, light, peace, and happiness. So everything that I do, it incorporates that, whether stressful situations or whatever. And sometimes I fall off the mark, but that's pretty much what it's all about. So I decided to just come live today. I felt it. The spirit led me to it. And just allow people to ask questions. Now you can ask me anything. You can ask me about like the recent past events or whatever, or live streams. You can ask me about, some crazy stuff. I'd rather you ask me and then I'm able to tell you, my perspective. Or, you can ask me about anything that I've covered on the channel, spirituality, anything. So, like tonight, this is just going to be an open, conversation. I was feeling it. And, while we're doing it, I'm going to, just play a little music, because I was like, if nobody wants to call in, play a little music, read the chat, and, do a little networking or whatever. So let me go ahead and put the call-in number up on the screen. And yeah, like I had to update my, I pay for a service, and I had to update my card, and it's in there correctly, but it's saying I still need to update it. So I might have to restart it or something. Or I'm going to try to find, a quick service or whatever. But, if y'all want to call in, go ahead and call. It's 866-280-3067. And as well, let me put on a little bit of music, because I want to set the vibe right. Because I'm vibing, y'all. So bear with me just a moment.
This is another Vyas production.
Let me try to hit that volume. I hope I don't have to pause. I don't see where I can control the volume from this site. All right. Let me do this as well. All right. We got a caller online. We got a caller online. What's up, wireless caller? What's up? How you doing? Can you hear me? Okay, let me take the music down because I can't. My fault. I thought I could do two at one. All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. This is Chris.
Hey,
What's going on, Q?
nothing much. I decided to come on and just open myself up a little bit. You know, allow people to come in and ask me anything, and so people will get to know me a lot better, and because one of the things that people don't realize is I'm a brand, and I also like having like I have an offline business, but I have an online business, so um in a lot of ways, I have to come back and sort of protect my brand. I realized I wasn't really paying. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I'm glad you're back. That's why I called in for three reasons: to tell you that, to call in and give you support. Secondly, to ask what happened in the chat. And third, I had a spiritual question, but I'll wait for the first two to be answered.
Okay. You remember how we thought that this person was VS in the chat?
A little bit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I just figured out who that person was, and I was gonna address it, and I'll tell you later, or I'll email you. They was asking me
Okay,
a
not a problem.
whole lot of questions. I figured out
Mm-hmm.
who that person was, and who that person was, and like when I thought about it, I was like, and that's one of the reasons I started addressing things as well, because people don't know that a lot of times when I go into chats, I go in peacefully, and then it never fails. People always bring up, her, or something dealing with her, and it gets irritating at times.
I know, but it's not gonna go away because of the way you connected with her. It's not like you was doing what you're doing now, and then you hooked up with her, and then it
Hmm.
was the breakup, and then you could go back to your corners. People knew of her. Um, I knew of you before separately without VS. So it was easy for me to separate the two as two separate entities.
Hmm.
You know, you are a brand, and I think you have a lot to offer these YouTube streets, as I always said, even on my channel. So I want you to have thick skin. I don't want you to fold. I don't want you to
Hmm.
go in hiding and then come back. I'm just very happy that you're back because the presence of these positive people and content creators like yourself is needed. You know what's going on, you see it,
Hmm.
and more positive energy needs to be present on the YouTube street so we can at least cause balance. I'm not going to say it's going to go away all the negative BS, but if it's refreshing to come to a channel where you can do the mellow bounce and all of that,
Yeah.
and and do things that just feels good. My question to you, though, as far as spirituality, um, what is your take on? Um, I don't know what to.
Just say it. I'm
It's
comfortable with
weird. I'm a
everything.
spirit. Okay, well, on there is a fine line through the matrix and reality.
Hmm.
And I'm a spiritual person. I'm considered to be an empath. I feel things
Hmm.
that others feel. Um, I'm just very much connected, and I've been like this since I was a little girl. I'm used to people calling me a weirdo, but
Hmm.
I, for one, am proud of that
Hmm.
weirdo position because if who wants to be normal?
Right.
Look at what normalcy is on these
Hmm.
YouTube streets. Look at what normalcy is in
Exactly.
society. I do not want to be a conformist. I think being a conformist is the problem of society now. No one is a free thinker. No one's thinking for themselves, and no one's tapping into uh, spiritual training. So my question to you, QI, is what do you do to maintain balance spiritually?
Well, like you just said, like like when I'm not plugged in, I'm tuned into, I'm tuning in, I meditate. I listen to a lot of binaural beats. I speak to the ancestors. I sun gaze. And of course I try to my diet. I have a what is it? I try to have a decalcified pineal diet, and I do a lot of spiritual research and stuff, to find out how to elevate and grow, and open my mind further.
Wonderful. What is for the pale cleansing? What do you do for development of that? Because I think that's really valuable information
I'm glad
to kind of contextualize for people who don't know, because they still calling. I don't know. I don't do the Jesus thing. So
well,
when people do all of when people do all of that, I'm like, wow, they're so stuck and they don't know um, true selves. So if you could offer like those remedies,
yeah.
I would. I know I would appreciate them, and so would a lot of other people on these YouTube streets. So that's what I called in for, and I'm going to go back to the chat. And I thank you for coming back. I was wondering where she's at.
Well, I had to unplug, like when like sometimes when like every time you come on YouTube, and it doesn't have anything always to do with me personally, you know what I mean? But when you come on
Right.
YouTube sometimes, and you can automatically feel that you know how to feel your energy. You can automatically feel that negative tension and that energy. A lot of times I would just,
Absolutely.
like I'll unplug for a little while to, keep my balance. And, that's why I said I'll go over to Lipstick Alley, see what's been going on or whatever, whether it's worth coming on or, whatever. But I try not to, I try not to just sit and engulf it, because what I noticed is, even being a spiritual person, if you just are in the presence of it for a long period of time, it still will have an effect on you.
Absolutely. I agree. And we all have our remedies for balance. I just want you to share that because I see you have your little niche, your little flow going, and maybe what you do can help others. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just like with you, like I was thinking about this as well about you earlier. Like I analyze, like I look at people's techniques. And I know very well that if you were to be cross sector, or if you were in a different sector, you would be blowing up. You would be doing very well, because I like your interactions. I like it. I like the fact that when you found, like, I still need to find a comfort zone, because I have a lot of personality as well, and I still haven't found that.
Yeah. Don't be one dimensional.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
Please
not,
don't.
I'm
That's
not
no.
one dimensional. And so it's like I still haven't found that balance. And I think a lot has to do with some of the things that have been going on, but at the same time, it's like that's what I'm after. I'm after, like, finding that finding, that flow, because you got that flow. Like when you come on, you like, I like the I like, like you play the music, and I like how soothing. And I'm not the only one that feels that way. A lot of people feel that way. Your live streams are very soothing, and it's
Yes.
and
I live my life like that.
mm-hmm.
I try to anyway. If you can believe this or not, and I just had this conversation about 2 hours ago. But the most chaotic part of my life is YouTube. Everything else is peaceful.
Mm-hmm. Well, I I almost can say the same. Now, like, my grandmother, of course, some days it's good and some days it's not. But for the most part, that's my life as well. My life is pretty well peaceful too. And YouTube, like, the most stress that I endure as well is like from YouTube, or most negative energy or whatever. It's like I in real life or whatever, I don't know, my energy is strong. So like,
Yeah,
that's why, it's easy. Like when I meet people, it's like they generally gravitate towards my energy. Like they could be negative, but then, they'll be a little upbeat when they encounter me.
exactly. And I want you to stay protected and guarded with your armor, your spiritual armor. That's what I mean on these YouTube streets, because people are going to come after you because they see that and they feel that
Mm-hmm.
energy. I've said it in um, many circumstances. You made VS better,
Mm-hmm.
and she was actually stronger with the combination of your energy. I really enjoyed it. A little short lived, but even with just a friendship, I think that type of energy would protect her, not what's surrounding her now. And
Right.
as you could see, I don't believe any of this would have happened if you were still around her. You know what
It
I mean?
wouldn't. I know it wouldn't. And then let me tell you this. I'm gonna go deep, and I know you're gonna understand it. And I almost did a live
Mm-hmm.
stream today, covering it, because covering it. But it's like I just don't want to. It's like I just didn't want to go specifically back into that because people just get this wrong impression or whatever, and sometimes I just don't feel like dealing with that. I just wanted, like, I felt good. I wanted to come on and deal with myself, and I still wanted to be able to answer any questions. But excuse me, but um, VS, like when I first met her, like me being I came into this sector by no accident. And I encountered VS by no accident. I am VS's positive twin flame, and you know that a twin flame does not mean
Or
always like lover.
right,
Hmm.
exactly. I'm right there with you. Continue. Go ahead.
And so we're twin flames. Like she's a reflection of me, and I'm a reflection of her. Meaning that, like, I used to be, like I've told people plenty of times, where she is now. you know, and the answer, VS was my assignment. You get that? You follow?
No. Explain. Expound a little bit more on that part. You
Okay.
lost me. What
VS
do you mean
was
assignment?
VS was my assignment, meaning that, it was meant for me to come into. I always known that. I even told her that it was a reason that we have met, and I don't know why, because it was like a whole year previous. Like I really didn't watch her, but I used to just tune into her channel at night to go to sleep. And and then I was like, oh, she's from Mississippi. Looks like I know her from somewhere. Okay, but I never like really watched her. It's just that I just wanted some noise or something on. And so, anyways, like when I came over into this sector, like I went to Miss Gina's, and that's like, where we connected, and Wiley. And I like really, like, I heard people talk about her and things like that, but it's like I didn't really have any intention, of like really going over there or anything. And so happened I ended up over there. Okay. And the whole time, like I've been telling people the whole time, like when we connected, it's like we both had this connection. It was an attraction, but it wasn't like, say, it was, we both had an attraction to each other. And not like, people think, but it was an attraction. And I couldn't figure out like where. I even told her where the attraction was coming from. And I also told her, I was like, I don't, really want to mess up our friendship. And it took me a long time to, like really see, by communicating with the ancestors and them telling me things, and also, through spiritual guidance. I don't want to say, because some people don't like, tarots and different things that, I I was she was a contract. She was a soul contract for a minute. And I had
I think that you guys, and there's going to be many. I mean, I forgot how old you were,
Mm-hmm.
but I know you're older than I am and you're older than VS. But I've been here a billion years. I'm on that
Mm-hmm.
weirdo shit.
I
You
get
know
it.
what
I
I'm
get it.
saying? So a lot of people don't understand it, but I'm absolutely, I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one on this planet that can, you know, change that because I was bred this way.
Right.
So for me, I believe that you um, have a really strong purpose, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe it was in the pathways of the Lord and the Spirit, the energy that you and VS
Mm-hmm.
treaded pathways. But I don't think it's the end of that path, that journey. I think everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I fell out with her, and look at what we fell out for. Come on, it
Mm-hmm.
was about, I wanted to help her. How
Mm-hmm.
do you? I've never did anything to hurt VS or
Right.
try
I
to
got you. Me
tear
either.
her down, or none of that. Our arguments was over. What the fuck are you doing? That's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Get your mind right,
Mm-hmm.
like a big sister,
Mm-hmm.
and she's her own woman. Get away from these people. What are you doing? That's the type of shit me and VS argued about all the time. And she's her own woman, and I just wanted my spirit to protect her
Mm-hmm.
because I know she's better than that too. So
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be a lot of people that we come
Mm-hmm.
across in our pathways and journey when you have energy like that. And
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be more people like yes from
Mm-hmm.
different parts of the world, different parts, anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have that connection. But just know your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Just know your purpose and stand strong. The great thing about it is how I know your energy is really strong because you changed her. You was the one who, I was just so proud of her in that moment because she was speaking the way she was becoming this queen that I was, rooting for her to be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then things went left, but I think that energy from you was on her way to be that. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if I'm saying it right.
Exactly.
I'm a little
Mm-hmm.
tired, but it's very important that um, you'll see more. Just don't bypass anyone. God sends us our pathways for a purpose, and if we're paying attention, we won't miss it. But you got to pay attention. And
Oh
I'm
no,
really
I
happy
don't.
that
I don't.
you don't.
I've always known. See, people don't like understand me, but I do understand myself, and I don't like because like it's deep. A lot of times I don't explain, but I've always known that I'm an earth angel, and like I've had plenty of people that I've soulmates and twin flames that I've came encountered, have encountered, and it was like it was for a reason, and it was either me or them, one of us, like both of us actually, because we both learned. Just like for instance, I learned things from VS, and VS learns things from me, and likewise,
Absolutely.
all the other people as well, like that I've encountered, it was the same thing. And and I know that sometimes like with like even with VS, I was like, some people are meant to be friends and some people are meant to be lovers, and I always felt like we were just meant to be friends.
I totally understand and I get it, but sometimes, just sometimes, a friendship could go far beyond romance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes romance is not even enough
Right.
to fulfill a debt.
Friendships are much
Sometimes.
better than
So
romance.
yeah,
Friendships.
absolutely. I
Mm-hmm.
totally get it. I totally get it. It's so much more sustainable sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, and I'm very proud of you to make those discoveries. And I just want to see VS win, and I want these demons to get off of her. I hope
Well,
you understand.
yeah, I do.
I,
It's her
I think that
choice.
she would be a phenomenon on these YouTube streets.
That was God's
And I think,
intention.
what do you mean?
Well, God had something. God had a plan for her. You know, God has a plan for her. And whether, like, okay, you know
Mm-hmm.
how it is when God, excuse me, my allergies, when God or the ancestors have a plan for you, you know, it's put in your foresight. So it's up to you to
Mm-hmm.
stay, just like with her, I had to stay. And just like with this and everything, I had to stay on path. I couldn't listen to anybody and get off path, because I know if I got off path, then, you know, I'm going to be back on path, but that road is going to be longer and a little bit harder. And so,
Mm-hmm.
you know, yeah, she's like, regardless of whether she wants to or not, she's going to end up being on path because there's something for her to do. And, you know, like,
Exactly.
and I'm not, you know, and I don't know. I think it's bigger than YouTube, you know, if you ask me. But I mean, I believe.
I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I'm so glad you said that. Um, so you do agree that she has a bigger purpose than this shit
Mm-hmm.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not just the only one crazy.
You're
And
not
only
crazy at
very few
all.
people see it. Yeah.
You're not.
A few people see it. A few people see it and hate it and want to
Mm-hmm.
repel it or go against it because they're threatened by it.
Just like,
For me, I'm not. I'm
because you're
eager
on the
to
level.
see. Yes.
And you know
Mm-hmm.
that we all have a
Mm-hmm.
purpose, and we all have a purpose. You know, we all have a purpose. But you're right. Just like, you know, like, like, just one of the reasons why I said I have to protect my brand. Really, it's because, like, I know that I have a purpose and I have to carry it out. And I have to carry it out. And a lot of the attacks, or a lot of the things that come towards me, or a lot of the things are due to the fact that, like you said, you know, people see things in me, and, you know, they want to derail it or they want to block it. And so I know this, and
Correct.
so, you know, and that's another reason why.
I have something to say because I'm reading your chat.
Okay.
Okay. There's two comments. I noticed that you don't, you know, read your chat or you do and ignore it. But I want you to continue to talk. I want to read the comment, and this is what I mean by negative energy, and
Mm-hmm.
this is what I mean by ignorance,
Mm-hmm.
and people who surround her with stopping that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Exactly.
see, I'm on the phone, and if I was, I'm two queens on the phone with energy. This shit is a walk in the park. You understand? So let's read this comment. Um, at Shining Star, when I hear Vyas talk about her, she don't feel the same way QI does, though. And I don't think she makes this a secret. I might be wrong. Vyas is all about sensationalism sometimes on a show. I don't feel for 1 minute that she doesn't have um, sincere feelings for QI. And I know I'm an outsider looking in, and I would dare somebody call me a VS stalker. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere near. But I do know this. The last time that you guys had was on the screen together, and she had the cover overhead. Do you remember that
Mm-hmm.
live?
Yeah.
That was that one live. She was playing Flowetry.
Yeah. I
That
know what
live?
you're talking about. Yeah. The last live, the one with the
Okay.
money. I can't forget it.
Exactly. If you ever watch that, right, and no matter how big and buffed and uh, disengaged VS tries to act like she is, I've been watching her so long. I know how she moves, even when she tries to switch it up. She really, really loved on you.
Mm-hmm.
She really did.
Mm-hmm.
She really, really did. So when I see comments like this in the comment section and people troll and this and that, these subbies are just zombies. It's just so I look at this shit and laugh. The
Mm-hmm.
second one I'm reading is Ugon Block.
I see it.
Okay. Yeah.
How am I
And I've
stalking
seen this
her?
person in talk before. Huh?
I'm asking her, like, how am I stalking her? I mean, like, I haven't been over her channel, and
Just don't even address it, QI. Please, God, don't even address. This is this is a way to throw you off, to throw your energy off, to make you
yeah,
feel a certain type of way, to stop allowing you. It's the head game that people do. You got to be stronger in the head along with the spirit. This is the
mm-hmm,
bullshit they do. Listen to this. QI, stop having stalkerish ways over VS. She does not care about you, which I know for a fact that that's a lie. But if different trolls, enough people say that, these subbies that come in, you would believe it and cause more strife against you and VS. That is absolutely not the truth. Don't ever believe that, especially now. I guarantee you, her being around, um, she has to think, she has to replay things that went right in her life.
yeah,
And that moment with you was right. There was no real drama. She was elevating. Her frequency was on a higher plateau. You saw it. You felt it. And a lot of people did. So there's no way a human being, a spirit, would dismiss that, knowing they experienced that. Don't, regardless if you guys are not meant to be romantically involved, she knows that relationship was real. So when you read these comments, brush over them, laugh it off, and just keep on your journey.
yeah.
I find these trolls very, very ridiculous.
I don't even like. I don't.
Call up VS with it. Call up VS with straight cuss you out. VS doesn't cuss me out, but VS MO is for me is hang up. She hangs up on me. I that's how I know I'm getting to her. She hangs. Oh shit. Quick.
Yeah, and then
Thing.
yeah, and then it's like I'm not like, I know that this time right here was like, this was meant to happen. This situation was meant to happen, and that, like, sometimes people need that reflection in their life, and that things are gonna change for her.
Uzo on Block, if you are not VS, please, respectfully, shut the fuck up. Because I've been watching VS from day one, and I know VS is a very special spirited person. That's why people who would fall out with her, unless you really about that negative and demonic things, you're not going to go and hurt her or try to stab her in the back or do anything. You try to disagreement. It's not really a big thing. I mean, there's been times, I never forget when we were Valentine's Day, when that ZT did that foul shit. Remember that, QI?
Yeah. Oh yes. That triggered me a little.
I caught, and she cried. I never seen VS cry online. I was at work, and when I clicked on, I saw her crying. I called in. I typed in a chat, and we was beefing in. She only allowed me to call in her chat just to hang up on me, but she allowed me to call in. That shit was funny. She was like, call me and tell me what I should do then. And after that, she didn't like it that I wanted her. If for my support, you're going to have to be the queen your God is trying to call you to be. I'm not going to support anyone that's half-assed.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the live. She literally asked me, "Why are you not doing videos?" Well, VS, I know you're going to see this as well. Now, what do you think? I'm doing videos now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
I never wavered.
Like, if it's, I mean, like,
I never wavered.
10 years down the road, what I know is like 10 years down the road.
Wait. Question too. I don't like pussy. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is with everybody on this shit about just because you're connected to a female, you have to be into pussy? I know I don't like pussy.
And then even
I like big black dick.
That's okay. But look, even me, it's like that's overrated. You know, you are low vibrational when that's all that you think about. When all that you think about is something
Exactly.
sexual, you're low vibrational. It's overrated. It's overrated. I don't even know how to explain it, but I look for deeper things, in terms of intimacy, not just not just.
Listen, someone's waiting to call in.
Okay.
I'm going to hang up. I
Okay.
want you to continue. I'm going to be in the chat. I got you. Speak to you later.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for calling.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. You guys, this is TR.
Yeah, I figured. I'm glad you called in. I'm gonna email you back.
I didn't come on for that. I didn't
Okay.
come on for that. That's off. That's off on something else. That's totally something business related. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't call in for that.
Okay.
And you already answered me, and I know a lot of things been going on, so I've been patient.
Okay.
There is no issue with that.
Okay.
However, I called to say that I'm happy yesterday to see you on. I was really excited because I had some concerns. You're grown. You do what you think is best. You believe in a higher power, and if the higher power is directing you that way, you got to do what you got to do, regardless of the naysayers or the naysayers.
Right, and I don't feel no qualms about
so.
And see what a lot of
people. So this is my question. Yeah,
go ahead. What's your question?
I wanted to let everyone to chat know I am one of those Jesus people. Okay,
and that's
I believe in cleaning the spirit, and we clean the spirit just like you. Just like you may use sage, we do sage and holy oil. You can use whatever it is that your face brings you to be clean. You clean yourself mentally and physically, because that's what it takes. The renewing of the mind for everything else to change, to be put in place. Because if you have the same thinking, you'll have the same thinking outcome. So that's something that everybody should be doing. Especially is like every day we get up, we have new beginnings to start the day right. If you mess up, hopefully, if God allows you to breathe another day, you have a new chance, new blessings to start over again. Because we're all not perfect. We make errors every day. But as long as you have the breath of life, the next second, the next day, there's always new beginnings. Okay? Also, my question is to you. After you went to meditation last night and pray and cleaning yourself, you're closing that door. You're closing that hole so that no demons will walk in. Because, every time you let them in, they fight hard to get in. And then once they get in, they'll bring several more to fight with them. So that demon gets stronger. Once you close that hole, QI, don't open it up or leave it open for somebody else to come in. And I personally believe that these calls for today's chat should be doing stuff and moving forward, nothing and bringing anything negative from the past, even regarding your friend Vyas and that whole crew right there, that's left behind. Moving forward, that door was closed. Yeah. And that door had so much negativity that you cannot open it back up. So please, I ask of you to close that door so tight that no one else will come in so that you can hear your spiritual ancestors. Because also the word of God says that raise up the child in the way they should go and they should not depart from it. So that means the ancestors are going to constantly talk to you about the things that they raised you up. Because I'm older than everybody that's attending on this chat right now. I'm a great grandmother. I'm the one that could sit on the porch and pull each house in and give direction on what to do, because I see it all spiritually and I see the connection. And that's my purpose in guiding the young people, because there's not much of a village anymore. And because there's not much of a village anymore, a lot of young people fall through. Just like there's not much of a village regarding the men. They don't have anyone teaching them how to be a man, to be a father, to be a person of integrity, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of the women, we're carrying 2 jobs. And it's not easy, and we mess up.
we mess up. And the thing is that God gives us grace, but we don't give grace until we want it, until we need it. So you do what you gotta do, close it, close that door, and allow God to close that door, keep it closed, and don't have it open up. The calls that should be coming in right now is talking about your brand and moving forward and asking questions about your business, which you should be doing so that you could grow. The other stuff is your personal business. You said that God and the ancestors are leading you and not them. And being that they're not the ones that are leading you, close that door because they have nothing to say. They're naysayers. Only the one that is telling you what to do, you should be listening to. So close all that other stuff out. Don't allow that negativity to come in because eventually it will overpower. And because you're closing the door, don't you think that more demons are going to be coming that are stronger than ones before trying to kick that door in? Of course. They'll bring up stuff from your past. They'll tell you you're stupid. They'll do all kinds of things to affect you to mess with your brain. Because once the enemy is able to get into your head, he's able to get into everything else. And the only one that can close that off, sweetheart, is you. So follow with your heart in that what God is telling you. Close it off, move forward. And the only thing that I want to hear on your channel is about your brand, about your fantastic subjects that you talk about, because knowledge is power in enlightening people and being an asset to all communities, not sectors, those little cliques, to all communities of the world. And that's where God is going to send down and advance you, because only He can advance and take away. But if you're flowing in the flow of the enemy, you're going to block your blessings. So follow. You said that you're spiritual, and cut those people off so that you can hear from the higher power and from the ancestors. Because if all the naysayers are constantly in your ear, you're not going to be able to hear what you need to hear because they're going to clog your thinking and you're spending too much time defending yourself. You don't have to prove nothing to no one. You do what you got to do and move forward and start supporting, getting people to respect you and support your brand. That other stuff is right now moving forward. It's personal. That's private. It's personal. And don't allow. That's just like a husband and wife. Once they let the in-law in it, it is all chaos. Where it's hard for your husband, wife, or your partner to mend things together because everybody got something to say, and then you're trying to explain. Don't do it.
Well, yeah, yesterday.
Close that door.
Yeah, yesterday, that's what that was about. Yesterday, it was pretty much about everything that I do.
Oh, yeah, I get it. You let everything out. Yeah, I know you said you're going to meditate and clean. Don't allow any phone calls, even as of now. And I'm telling you from wisdom, that has anything to pull up from what happened yesterday. Nothing should be. They have questions. Let it be questions about your business. Let's get ready to come forward. What they can add to the asset of your channel or you to their channel. Or be like chefs. Start asking, or people start coming because they know your channel is a positive channel. You're not a part of that sector anymore. That's a negative sector. And to me, I'm like, look, I'm a great grandmother, so that goes to show you where I'm at with my wisdom through trials and everything. All this stuff sounds like a bunch of mean girls in high school. Mean girls in high school. And it's horrible. Some of the stuff to say is horrible. Some of the things that I heard of your friend, I had to stop them and say, look, y'all need to stop lying on this person. Every time somebody speaks something into the universe and it's negative, it gives a chance for the demons to bring it forth. And because you got to remember, life and death is in the power of the tongue, and those who speak of it will reap what it puts out. So regardless, you have to. And once I hang up, I pray that everyone that comes in and talks to you is not bringing about something that happened yesterday or last year. It's moving forward on your brand, and you got a lot going on. I checked you out. That's why I want to do business with you. If it's not related to that and moving forward, it'd be like, I'm sorry, caller, exit out. Don't allow the enemy in. Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you too. Yeah, I mean, I've been on it. I like that's where I am. People think that it affects me more than it does, and I just do what the ancestors tell me to do, the right thing. And sometimes I don't even like understand why, and I don't worry about it because I know that sometimes it's a plan in place. But in terms of, yes, I'm trying to take my channel to a whole different sector. But what I wanted to do real quickly before I get off topic is I wanted to, like, Shish Trish was asking about a decalcifier. This is chaga mushroom extract, and basically what it's good for. And I want to pull it up and read it. Let me see. I'm going to pull it up and read it. But it is good for inflammation, and it's good. It cleanses out. It's a mushroom. Any mushroom is like a medicinal herb or medicinal plant that cleanses you. So give me 1 second. And I know, Miss TR, you're into the healthy eating as well. So give me 1 second, and I want to actually read off the benefits of the shaga mushroom precisely. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You can find it on trees. Let me see. I hope I ain't too bright. You can find it on trees. That's what it looks like. So, like, if you're ever out in the wilderness or the woods and you see mushrooms on the side of a tree like that, dark like that, not you may have run across a good shot of mushroom, and those things are valuable. They're valuable. Just like they have what's the other one? The shiitake. They have the chicken of the woods. We have a lot of chicken of the woods that grow out right out there in restaurants and everything. They pay like top dollar for those things. Yeah, I have a caller on the line. Go ahead, caller.
How you doing, you got cool?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Any plans for today, Saturday night?
What do you mean?
You don't have any plans for tonight?
Like plans, like what, for the live stream?
Oh no, just maybe going to a party or I don't know if you club or not.
Well, no, right now, I'm 24 hours, 7 day a week caregiver for my grandmother. So, like right
Oh,
now, that's not an option. Now, sometimes within this year, I'm gonna allow my
mm-hmm.
family to take over, responsibility so I can, like go back to my life, and then I'll just step in like,
Okay.
2 months, 3 months out of the year, so that I'll be able to, go back
Yeah.
to my goals, go back to the things that I was doing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Hmm.
So you got time on? So you got time tonight to answer this question?
Go ahead. What's up? Let me speak to my brother. What's up, brother? I see you in
Okay.
there. What go on? What go on? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, oh, okay. Oh, so is it true? Like you for real in love with BS?
No. Okay. Let me say this. I love VS,
Mm-hmm.
just like I like I'm a loving person anyways. In love is something totally different.
Okay.
Love is like, like friendship, like
Mm-hmm.
just like, for instance, I could grow to, I don't really like know you, but I could grow to love you too. And then there's a certain thing called universal unconditional love. So when I say love, I love her. I love and care for her, not in love and care for her. I'm not in love with her.
Okay. Okay.
Just
Because
like a lot of
I just
times.
wanted to make sure before I took a shot because I said once VS get out your way, I'm gonna to be next. Really.
Okay, well, send me an email. Send me an email.
But I don't want to get beat up by the game.
No, send me. That's why we don't, like, we're not gonna do that kind of stuff online. Just send me an email and tell me, I'm the one that called or whatever, and we'll see. Like,
Okay, because they like the dark people and
Yeah,
No,
so
I'm not with
and then I'm not one who likes to share all aspects of my personal life. So like that's why I was like, send me an email, and then we'll see where it goes.
Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
And thank you for calling, and as well, thank you for supporting.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Same to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Okay, so now I'm going to tell y'all about the shaga mushrooms again. Okay, the benefits is packed with antioxidants. And antioxidants, it sort of clears out and cleanses your bloodstream. Also, shaga mushroom is available in tea supplements form. It's an extract, may fight cancer and improve immunity. And that's the things that your immune system is what keep you from getting colds and different things of that nature. It's a chronic inflammation. Oh, it's good for chronic inflammation. So that's the part that decalcifies. Inflammation is what calcifies our pineal gland, as well as it's what information gives us more problems than we even know. Just like, for instance, I am getting clear now of dermatitis, but I just recently found out that my dermatitis was due to inflammation. Like I had a speculation, and I had to tell the doctors that it was like because like at one time I had arthritis, and there was several other indicators that I had an inflammation problem, and I kept telling my doctors and dermatologists, look, I think I have an inflammation problem. And they never would look at it, and finally I found the right type of medication, and it just and it started to go away. And one of the things that helped curb that, in which I'm waiting on the shipment now, is shaga mushroom. It's good at keeping it. It's like has a little bit of a bitter taste, not nasty or anything. It's tolerable, but it goes. You can feel it going down and everything. And what it does is it loosens up and brings down inflammation. But let me tell you something else that's good for inflammation. Lemon. Like if you put lemon in your water every day. Um, Lemon in your water every day, or I'm gonna tell you, to detox, you can also like put lemon seeds and lemon peels up in your salads and stuff like that, and it's really gonna cleanse you out. But it's good for blood sugar. It's good for maintaining a cholesterol level. It just has a lot of benefits. Like I said, it's good for fighting cancer cells as well. And this is called shaga mushroom. This is an extract, but it comes in all forms. They have like the peels. They have like, you can actually get the mushrooms, or you can get the grounded up herbs. Like sometimes I buy these, and you can make teas out of these. You see that? This is ashwagandha. And ashwagandha is also good for people who are spiritual and stuff like that. Ashwagandha is good for the nervous system. It relaxes you. It's good for stress on the regular. But for people who meditate and things, if you take some ashwagandha, or if you have anxiety, ashwagandha is a good if as long as it's not severe. Ashwagandha is a good alternative supplement that you can replace that with. Now let's see what I got here. I'm just gonna show you what I got here. Oh, if for anybody who's familiar with Dr. Sebi, this is one of his favorite things. And this is Irish moss, sea moss. And there is Chandra's crispus. And like I have, it's like it comes in like little grounded leaf form. And this is also good for inflammation. It's recommended. This is what Dr. Sebi recommends for inflammation, and pretty much what calcifies your and gives you arthritis, and pretty much what a cold or what mucus is inflammation. Anything mucus, and sometimes the inflammation and things get caught up in your joints. Now with me, like I have allergies to certain things. Like I can't milk or any dairy products. Milk or any dairy products creates inflammation for me. And so It works both ways. I mean, I have to stay away from certain things, stay away from certain foods. Well, we all should, as well as, like I have to, you keep you some little information on hand. And this is milk thistle. Milk thistle, it's a liver cleanser. And you have to keep your liver is a vital organ, and you have to keep your liver cleansed. And a lot of times, if you're drinking a lot of dark sodas, if you drink a lot of alcohol, you definitely want to do a liver cleanse or a liver detox. And milk thistle is a natural product that can do that for you. And I take a lot of natural. I take vitamin A, D, C. Let me see. Since I'm showing off my vitamins. Okay, this is a paleo balance. And let's look on. And these are all natural. These are vegan. And you see all of the, I know you can't see the names, but I'm just showing you the long list. And then even if I flip it over, you're also going to still see a list. So it's got the majority of, the vitamins and stuff that we need. One of the things that, we don't do is we don't get our necessary vitamins every day from the food that we eat. It's almost like impossible unless you're eating a lot of vegetables or organic vegetables, raw vegetables and fruits and nuts and different things like that to get all your vitamins. But if you're like eating a regular diet, like with meat and starch and stuff like that, then 9 times out of 10 you're not getting all your vegetables. Therefore, you're not your body is not getting the proper cleanse, the proper maintenance that it needs. And I also do this. This is Feel Good. I'm trying to get it straight. And this is pure natural organic supplement. It's a superfood mix. And it's got the majority of my greens in it. It's got organic hemp seed powder, organic flax meal, organic wheatgrass powder, organic fruit and vegetable powder, blend, organic apple, organic beet, carrot, organic spinach, organic broccoli, organic tomato, organic kale. And see, it like I don't eat regular lettuce in my salads. I eat kale. I'm either gonna get kale, romaine, or spinach. Kale, out of all of them, have the most vitamins. It has A, D, K. It has the most vitamins, and next to that is romaine, and then the next under that is spinach. So you definitely want to make sure you're eating a lot of raw green vegetables. And if you don't, like if you can't, like it's an acquired diet. So if you have a problem doing that, you can also you can make smoothies out of these. You can make a tea. You can put it in water, however, but get you a organic superfood mix with all your greens and stuff in it so you can make sure you're getting your vegetables. Hi, Lynette Jeter. How are you doing? Like Miss TR, I like a lot of times, I don't even paleo diet, exactly, Shish Trish. I don't like people think it bothers me more than they do. I don't even like if pay attention sometimes to that. They're gonna do that, and it doesn't like either way it goes, it doesn't bother me like they think it does. Hi, Rochelle 200. Hey, Miss B Town Esther. Glamorous Glamour Q in the building. My brother Mad Vibe Lupio was in the building, is in the building. Brenda Baker's in the building. E is in the building. And I'm Fort Tough is in the building. E is in the building. And let me tell y'all something. Like one of the callers, they said, am I in love with Vyas? Just like at the end of most of my lives, I say, I love you. I love people. I love my people. I love people. So it's a genuine, hey, bro. It's a genuine love. When you're on the right frequency, and when you're on the right frequency, you have a universal general love for people. when you're spiritual, your whole aspect of life change. Like, you don't look at things so much on a physical, material level, like we were talking about, sexuality earlier. Sex is overrated. A lot of the ways that a lot of people speak about sex is low vibrational. Sex is supposed to be more like an intimate type of thing. Um, and like, you look at people, and your relationship and your responsibility with people differently. Like, even with the Buddhists, they say that we are responsible for our own actions. What that means is the world is not the way that the world is by itself. The world is the way that the world is because of what we are doing and how we are reacting to each other in the world. So if we want the world to be a better place, then only we can make it better. And then let's talk about us as a people. Like, we have a lot of room for improvement. And one of the things that we're going to have to start looking at as people is we're only as strong as our weakest links. And as you can see, we have a lot of weak links out here. Okay, so we're going to have to stop turning our backs on our weak links, or turning our backs on, our people who are not where we are at yet. And sometimes we're going to have to start, like, we got to start each one teach one, each one reach one. Because if we don't, then, just look at this sector. One thing led to the next thing, that led to the next thing, and then it's just a war zone. At some point, somebody has to be big enough to say, let's stop it, let's work it out, let's resolve it. Let's like, work on, being more balanced and unified. Unified, and that's easy because there are sectors that have more balance and more unification in those sectors, even if they don't get along. Just like, for instance, one of the sectors that my brother and I, like, were in, we were actually, like, we founded, or we created a whole different sector from that sector. And so even though we were Aboriginal American Indians and they were Pan African, like, we debated and different things of that nature, but we still had some coexistence with each other. So it's not impossible to have coexistence. We still, like, Aboriginals would go on Pan African panels, or vice versa. So there was still, like, a method of collaboration there. So I mean, I don't know, like, we just got to start looking at being like the part that we play, the part that we're playing in the sector, or what we're doing to also contribute to, like, a lot of the negativity going on within the sector. And I just wanted to say this. So like, when you're a spiritual person, you look at how you can make things better instead of how you can make things worse. And you don't look at everything. Like, a spiritual person knows about yin and yang, and that like, there's bad in everything and there's good in everything. Like, even within the bad, there's good. Like, it's either a lesson or blessing or something that's going to come out of the bad. So and within the good likewise. So it's just a matter of how you look at things. And we're living for a reason. We're not just here to go to work and to participate in this system. We're here for a reason. And the best thing for everybody to do is to try to find their purpose. And let me tell you, even within the Bible, it's like the righteous way is the straight and narrow way. It's the way that not everybody is going. So, like, if you're going with the flow of everybody else, then 9 times out of 10 you're not on the right path. But if you're walking your own beat, because we're all individuals, we all have our individual path, we all have our individual journeys. And so, you got to be true and real and connected to yourself in order to, stay on path or whatever. So what may not make sense to the next person, like, for spiritual, like we were saying, I'm a non-conformist. And so my walk is always a little different. Or, people are not, a lot of times are not going to understand the things that I'm doing, because, like, I leave it to my ancestors and the higher sources to guide me. And a lot of time, and I know that, if I don't, go by, their instructions or their guidance, then, my journey is going to be a little bit tougher, because one way or the other, their journey is going, you're going to have to be on their journey. Um, so like so everything is about love, everything is about peace, everything is about sharing. And sometimes you're meant to come into people's life for a reason, to be a blessing, a lesson, or something. So instead of always looking at something, like every encounter that you have with somebody, try to figure out, why, what it is and why it is, instead of like looking at the situations always are as bad or good, or just like throwing stuff in the trash. Because I mean, like, we all have issues, and like, we all make mistakes, and someone could easily come along and throw us in the trash. I've had a lot of people that helped me along my journey. I've had a lot of people that gave me guidance. I've had a lot of people that helped me grow. And just imagine if those people hadn't done that for me and they just threw me in the trash. Just like even Shish Trish, her coming along, that was like guidance. That was a firm affirmation. So like, we have to start, like, spiritual people, we look at things, like a lot differently, differently. And it's complicated, because just like, Trish was saying, so when you're on a path, or you're trying to be on a path of righteousness, or a path of, your ancestors, um, and you're resonating on high frequency, then, low vibrational frequency is always going to try to come in and bring you down. It's inevitable. It's inevitable, because one thing you have to remember is that we're here to elevate, we're here to advance, we're here to expand, and we're here to grow. So, and it's just like school. You go to school, you learn your lessons, and then you're tested. And so life is that way too. You're tested before you elevate to the next level. So a lot of times, even I think, like, in the Bible, or in Christianity, it's like, when a lot of, when spiritual warfare or whatever, it's like, God's getting ready to take you to the next level. So it's like the same thing, and that's what I mean. Like on here, like, it's like people are all against people. Just like I said, like, I made peace with 7 stars. Nobody's saying I'm obsessed or in love with 7 stars, but I refuse to go, we're at peace, so I refused that. I'm at, peace, like, with certain other people. And, like, I refuse to, once at peace, I'm gonna leave it there. Unless they do something, I'm gonna leave it at peace. I'm gonna leave it at peace, no matter if we can't fight. We got to stop thinking that we can fight a battle for the next person, because that next person's battle is not always our battle. And a lot of times we're getting our own selves off of our own path, by fighting someone else's battle. So therefore, that's why I said, like, like, I'm doing this, like, I'm doing things, the way that my ancestors want to do. And I know a lot of people don't understand it. And that's why a lot of people think all these crazy things, because they don't understand heart chakra. For some people can say, some people would call it heart chakra, or some people would, just say, like, peace, love, wisdom. And I'm trying to live that type of life. I'm trying to live a righteous, peaceful, spiritual, real spiritual life. So, and I don't expect that people understand it. And I know I'm going to be tested. I know I'm going to be tested. So, and the test just means that, I'm getting ready for something greater. I'm getting ready for the next elevation, the next level. How y'all doing? Uh, hey, girl down the street. Hadn't seen you in a minute. Well, this one was spontaneous, girl down the street. I just decided I felt good. I felt, high vibrational, high energy. And, I just want to come on and just be open or whatever. Because like I said, like really my whole purpose for when I came over here and different things was to show people who I was, to let people introduce people to who I genuinely am, and so I'm not like it. I know it takes time or whatever, and I'm not really like even concerned. I'm, like I'm just gonna keep doing what the ancestors tell me. When they tell me to come on, I'm coming on. When they tell me to speak about a topic, I'm gonna come on, speak about that topic. When they give me guidance or whatever, I'm gonna, I'm gonna, follow that. But y'all, the call-in numbers on the screen. I'm getting a little tongue-tied. If you want to call in, feel free to call in. I see BB Nice is in the building. Hey, BB Nice. I see someone speaking to you. I can't see you, though. Oh, I don't see BB Nice. But if BB Nice is in here or she's been in the building, hey, BB. But anybody else have any questions? Because I really didn't come on to talk about anything. I just wanted to open up the phone lines. I was like, we could listen to a little music if y'all would like. And we could just vibe. I just feel like vibing. And I've already told you a little bit about some of the things that I take or whatever. And I can do an official stream. I plan on doing an official stream on the benefits of different herbs. Yeah, I didn't see her either. But I mean, if she was in, hello. So anybody, the call-in number's on. Anybody want to call in, or y'all want to listen to a little music and just chat or whatever? Tell me what y'all want to do. Hello, caller. How you doing?
Fine. This is Miss B-Town. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to see you back out and talking.
Yeah, nothing. Look, nothing was wrong. Nothing was wrong. It's just that, like sometimes, let me tell you this. Sometimes when you meditate, you can instantly feel negative energy. So like, it's like the minute I come online, if there's negativity or whatever, it affects me. And when you meditate, negative energy, it affects you in a whole different way. It's like explosion or something. So sometimes it's like you just can't take it, and I have to just tune out. So it's not like anything is wrong per se, It's just like I protect my energy, or I go back to my positive, meditation and vibes.
Okay, I understand that. Okay, you were saying that this was your spiritual walk, and that you felt that VS was your spiritual, I guess, like your challenge.
An assignment.
Okay.
An assignment.
Well, your assignment.
Mm-hmm.
Some things are too hard for us, and we have to take it to the altar and give it to God.
Well, let me tell you this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's a minute. When you made the decision up in your head before that you were ready to exit that situation and to move on to greater and higher things, you had so many positive good people that rallied around you, had you covered from side to side. How do you know that wasn't God working on your elevation? Always remember, don't let distraction keep you from your main attraction.
Mm-hmm.
You keep your eye on the prize. You keep your eye on the prize. QI, I love you. I think you're the sweetest person on earth. Well, one of the sweetest other than me, but
Thank
the
you.
sweetest person on earth. But it bothers me to hear a mockery being made of you, you being ridiculed, and things you didn't even do.
Mm-hmm.
And like I told you, until you did your interview with BB, I had you imagined as a totally different person. I thought you out when you did that interview, along with a lot of other people. I came into your chat, and your numbers were up there, way up there. Started to go backwards a little bit.
No, that's what people think. No, that's like I'm not like, okay, people think that, you know, like, for instance, this situation, you know, just recently happened with VS means that I want to get back with her, or I'm just trying to rekindle a friendship, or I'm trying to go back to TSCC. No, and it's not. It's me being a friend and being compassionate for a friend with the situation and trying to help.
Okay, but you can't be friends with somebody that don't want to be friends with you. And I'm gonna tell you why. If you go right back and listen to when they were on the Mess Express talking about who they should get to host their reunion, you were clearly voted out. With her making the statement, "Oh no, I'm not even gonna be bothered with that in a friendship in 2020."
Mm.
You can't make somebody be a friend of yours.
I don't want.
Now, don't get me wrong. We all been there.
And then it's not like, that's what I'm saying. It's not about. It's like more people are saying that. Like, really, okay. Let's be clear. Let's be real. I've been over here doing my own thing, you know, for months. They are the ones that have been obsessed. You know, like most of, like, you know, like a lot of times the context or whatever that we've had, it's like been initiated by her or something. Like the only time I think I might have initiated when I sent her a birthday gift. Okay. Now, you know, a lot of times it was initiated by her. Okay. So it's not like, that's what I was saying yesterday. It is not like what it appears. It's like I have a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot. Sometimes it's like I just want to, it's like, I don't know. It's like for this particular, you know, like I have a reason for doing it. And it's not, it's like, this is my ancestors this time. And, you know, and it's like, because some people have never seen, like, the reason why they're the way that they are, because they've never met a person like me. Okay. And they don't understand yet, but they will understand in time. And it's not even meant to like just say I'm supposed to be a friend to her or anything. It's like I'm supposed to show her a different way. You know, like that everybody, like, because of course we see that the way that she thinks, you know, or the way that, you know, like the way that she thinks, or like it's like she self-sabotages a lot of things. And it's because, you know, it's because of several things. So sometimes, you know, like, you know, people come along, like my purpose was to show her that, like, you know, like, I'm not going to be that person. And it doesn't mean that I have to be in her life. It doesn't mean that I have to be in her presence. It just means that I have to show her that, you know, like, regardless of what you do, you know, like, somebody is going to, you know, somebody, you know, cared, somebody, you know, somebody, didn't allow you to self-sabotage something or something like that. That's my purpose. So it's not like what people think. Like I said, it's by the ancestors. And it's like, I'm, you know, like, she might not see it today. She might not see it tomorrow. She might not see it for 10. She may never see it, but she might not see it for 10 or 15 years. But one day she'll sit back and she'll think, and she'll really think about who QI was to her. And she will see that not everybody is going to be the type of people that, you know, that she has encountered in her life. Because some people automatically think that everybody's going to be, you know, like, you know, trust issues. And a lot of times they're so comfortable. Some people are so comfortable with negative people or people that they know are going to hurt them, that they gravitate towards those people, and they fear, people who mean well to them. And so, like, my purpose, like, I know what my purpose was, and I fulfilled it. I fulfilled it. I fulfilled it. So I'm content. And I have to do what I have to do. I have to do the right thing for me, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what she does. Still have to answer for me.
Okay, but how do you? Okay, let me ask you this: if you think the situation was turned, if you were in that situation, would she rally for you?
It's not about
you have for her.
No, it's not about her. It's not like, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm on a spiritual type of thing. It's not about, it's like, regardless of whatever she did or she does, I had a purpose, and I fulfill my purpose. I fulfill my purpose. And it's not about what she will or she won't do. It's about what I'm supposed to do. And so, like, like, I did what I was supposed to do, regardless of, and it was hard because, as you can see, everybody is saying, oh, well, they thinking this and thinking that, when it wasn't. It was more about a spiritual, universal type of loving type of thing. It was an assignment. So, and it doesn't mean that, like I know that we encounter people like this all the time, where, like, we come into people's lives for a reason, to show them a certain thing, or to be an example for a certain thing, or to, help them find some type of healing or guidance for a certain reason. So that's like what that was more about. And I fulfilled it. And, like, I haven't been, on, she's never going to be able to say what QI did to her. She's never going to be able to say QI did anything bad or wrong to her. That's why, in a lot of ways, she had to come up with a lot of narratives, because she knew that I never did anything wrong. And as much as she was over there doing things wrong, I still didn't do anything wrong, or, like, come up and say, I still love and care for her. I still, because of the simple fact that it's like, just because, she's wrong, don't mean that I should be wrong. But I knew my intention, and I knew what I had to, I knew what I had to do. And like I said, it might not be today, tomorrow, whatever. And then she might not be the one that does a good deed for me. It could be the next person, a stranger, the next person that does a good deed for me. See, I am what y'all call blessed.
Sure.
I'm blessed. So, like, I've never needed anything. And a lot of times it's because of the seeds that I sow. And see, that was a seed that I sowed. That was a seed that I sowed. And when you sow a seed, or when you, like, that's why the Bible says, when you give, don't give expecting to receive. You give because you give from your heart. Huh?
Don't give grudgingly.
Right. So that's right. So that's what that's like, I'm on that level, and that's what that was about. And I understand why people don't understand, because, like, I've been over here, I said I'm a spiritual person. I, like, most of the people who always follow me, like, they know that I'm a spiritual person, and I do things in a spiritual way. I've been like this, for like at least 5 years. I, like, really been on a spiritual path. Even what I'm doing for my grandmother is due to the ancestors, and it was a spiritual purpose and a reason behind it. So, like, I'm saying, that is how I live my life. I know, that's how I live my life. I know that, like, I was telling Trish, I'm what they call, or a lot of us are what they call, I can't even just say I'm on a whole different level. I'm an earth angel. So, like, I try to, carry out my deeds, like, because I'm interested in graduating or elevating to the next level of life. And in order to do that, I must, pass all my, because it's about karmic lessons. It's about, y'all say it all the time, all of this stuff. Like, what happened to Vyas recently was meant to happen. Now, she ain't meant to go to jail, but she was definitely meant to, be slowed down. She was definitely meant to change. She was definitely, like, that's why, she was definitely, like, you know, she had definitely became out of control. And see there, like, let me just say this. I know that, okay, one day I posted a thing and she mentioned it. And she said, oh, I don't like that. But I had to do it because it was like about a dream that she had told me about a long time ago. And she told me to like decode it. She was like, she wanted to know what it meant. And so I posted it. And what the dream really meant was that some, now when we say man, we're not talking about like it actually has to be a man. It's like a person, right? But
Right, right.
some man was holding a baby, and a baby represents renewal. So VS had an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity for renewal. She had an opportunity for renewal, but you know, we're free will. So you also have a choice. So she had two twin flames. I'm not gonna even mention the name of the yang. I was the yin,
Right.
and then one was the yang. Okay, and I think she may have had two yans if you ask me. But so she had a choice. It was free will. It was her choice. Like we're always, you know, like we have to choose. Just like even in the situation with her, or in the situations on
Mm-hmm.
how I react to her, it was a, you know, it was still my choice because I could have took the yan, but I decided to take the yin. You know, and then see, it wasn't even easy taking the yin because a lot of people, you know, like, this, that, and the other. But you know, like I knew, like I have a strong enough connection with my ancestors and a strong enough spiritual base that I knew that I was supposed to take the yin. Because I know what happens when you take the yin. When you take the yin, things like what just happened to her happen. It's like, boom, you know, this happens because it's time for you to go back and reflect. And then it's time for you to, you know, like, you know, you get a few choices. I mean, you get a few chances or whatever. But if you never get back on that right path, then, you know, like they say, you know, you get on that road to destruction. So, you know, like I knew our purpose of, I knew my purpose. I knew my purpose, and I basically tried to, because believe it or not, VS and I used to have a lot of spiritual conversations just like we're having. We used to have a lot of conversations, and just like Trish was saying, God has something for her to do. She is powerful. I mean, not no more powerful than, you know, like I'm saying anybody else, but God has something for her to do. And so if she had took the yin, she would have been there. Because let me point out something. She got the nonprofit. Okay, she got the nonprofit. You know, she started the website. You know, like she was headed in a more positive direction. You know, she was helping people, bringing positive people on, covering a variety of different contents, even going in the garden, do Martha Stewart. So, you know, like she was headed in the right direction at that time. And then just like, you know, we've been talking about, whenever you're doing like you this, even like it's, I don't know, I can't remember the statement that how it's said in the Bible, but when you're doing good, or when you're doing right, you know, the devil always gonna come around, along and try to miss, you know. And so that's how it is. The devil came along and distract her. The devil came along and misled her. So, you know, like what I did, I had to do, and it was for a reason. You know, reason I couldn't, because if I had did the yan, then I would have messed up the whole thing. You know, I would have messed up the whole message. But I had to leave everything at the end. And I can't worry about, because that's her. She's the one that has to learn. You know, she's the one that has to learn. She's the one that has to
Exactly.
grow. So, you know, like that's, you know, that's her now. She's getting it now. She's, you know, getting, you know, now she's gonna get that. So, you know, until, like, you know, I'm waiting on my next assignment.
Okay. He's so funny. All right. Okay. Do you feel like that you owe some people an apology? No, I'm just, this did not come from me, but,
Just say it.
or do you feel like there's some people that are upset because they rallied around you and did what when you were trying to get away from her, this, that, and the other? They felt like they did so much for you, or were there for you. I ain't gonna do so much
you
for
know
you,
what?
but was there
Like
for you in such
you know what?
do you feel like you
I
need
still
to
love Five
apologize?
Babe. That's what I was saying yesterday. Like when I did that live stream, I like when I did the first live stream about you know, VS needs healing or needs help, not jail. I meant that, but you know, like in that when I was pointing out different things, I was trying to point things out from a mental health perspective about like how things trigger people and how people do things because of things that you know, like you know, things trauma or something that they haven't healed from. And so, you know, like I wasn't,
Right,
you know, I was trying to be very careful that I did not blame anyone. I was trying to keep it very unbiased. I was just trying to say this happened, then this happened. And then like with Five Babe, now I don't like, you know, and that's not honest to God truth. You're not gonna like everything somebody does, you know. But that don't, like I said
right.
yesterday, that don't mean that I dislike Five Babe. That don't mean I still, like I said, I wrote like when I said yesterday, I wrote Five Baby. I said, you know, I may end up being VS's friend again, but I'm never gonna, you know, like I'm never gonna like um you know, go against you. And so I'm not going against Five Babe. And I still, like I said yesterday, and I have to repeat it, I still appreciate Five Babe. So I'm not going against Five Babe. I'm not going like I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I wasn't talking about 5A when I said that.
Like who?
I wasn't talking about 5A when I said that. There were people that helped you when you were going through this, and they caught backlash from her trying to help you. And they didn't do anything to her. They had not done a thing to
Like
her.
BB Nice?
They were being a friend to you.
Yeah, BB Nice. I'm still like I'm still cool with BB Nice, but see, here's the thing. Here's like, okay, let me just say something. See, one thing that I noticed about this sector, or I noticed about certain things, it's like just like I just said, everybody has their own journey and everybody have their own path. Now, like from day one, me and BB I've always been clear with her. I've always been clear with, you know, with J Don. You know, I've been clear with everyone that like what the VS thing, you know, my personal like relationship or my personal situation with VS had nothing to do with YouTube. And the purpose for us engaging was more about unity. And that's why we didn't cover a lot of drama and different things like that. And when BB got attacked, that's one of the text messages that she shown. First of all, I contacted her and I tried to, you know, do it behind the scenes. And then I went live and I basically, like spoke out for everybody. And I was like, leave, leave like the people that I'm working with alone. So it's not like, I don't know where people would feel like, where, see, sometimes, people expect, like, just, okay, like I've always been clear with them. I've always been clear. So, like, you can't, like, like I said, I had a purpose and I had to fulfill my purpose. So even though, my friend BB might think that I might not need to do it that way, I still have to do it the way that my ancestors and the way that I'm supposed to do it. So do you see? And BB even knows that I was on a spiritual level when it came down, to her. So it's not like, it's like, I've always been clear, that you clear because
When the last time you spoke? When the last time you spoke with BB on a one-on-one level?
well, I spoke to BB, like, I want to say a couple of days ago.
Okay. Privately, not on YouTube. Don't bring it back to YouTube. What was
No,
there
no,
anything?
no.
But I'll give you these names. I think y'all should have a sit-down conversation. And
Do they have my phone number or email?
You, DC Kool-Aid, J Dunn, and BB Nice.
All right.
Y'all need to sit down
Just tell them they all have my phone. Wait.
And keep it off of YouTube.
Right.
Keep it off of YouTube.
I saw the video.
And whatever you're doing to help VS through a situation, keep it off YouTube. Because you know, I told you before, you and VS relationship was too open anyway. Y'all relationship was on YouTube and everything. There was no privacy between that.
Right.
And everything that you bring to YouTube, there's going to be narratives spent on it. People are going to see it their way. People are going to see it, you know, their way. And it's just going to be a big mess.
And then look.
So y'all just need to
they can call me. Yeah, they can call me, and that they know that's my policy anyways, handling things behind the scene. I actually text Jay Dunn after I did the live stream because BB said that it seemed as though I was, you know, blaming people. And I text Jay Dunn. I said, look, Jay Dunn, I let her know that, you know, no, I wasn't trying to, you know, blame you or anything like that. I'm saying that one thing, okay, whereas like if you might not take something that's like somebody can say something, you can say something to somebody and you might not think they take it serious, but it could be a trigger for them. Okay, so then they come back on you. Okay, and I was saying that you know, this is what's happening, and what's happening is there's never any resolve. Nowhere is anybody ever stopping. Just like, you know, one time before Jay Dunn did a video on me, or whatever. And, you know, we did it behind the scenes, you know, like I pulled, you know, we worked it out or whatever behind the scenes. So, you know, like there, we got unresolved. And so that's what I'm saying, like with everything or in this sector, period, we like, these are things that, you know, happened 3 years ago. So like, you know, at some point, you know, like we're going to have to start coming up with a resolve, because you see people now that are into it. And it's like, when are we going to say, like, and then, you know, what happens, the gang, the war, you know, like gang. And so people jump on the bandwagon, and then it's like, and then it's going to carry out for months, and then it's going to carry out for some more years. And so when I was speaking of that, I wasn't just speaking really of just VS situation or, you know, VS. I was speaking of this sector as a whole, of what I've noticed, like how things carry out. And, you know, they carry out for years, and it's simple things or things that, you know, where it's either you could agree and disagree. You could, you know, you could, what is it? Learn how to just,
somebody said, focus your camera, baby.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. It keep refocusing and stuff. I think it's got a motion detector. But, you know, like, it's like, well, okay, whatever. But it's like, I'm saying about the whole sector where like things shouldn't carry out for 2-3 years and it gets so detrimental, because not just with VS, but with a lot of other situations, it's like things are carrying out way too long. You know, like it's gotten to the point, like I said, like people think that I, you know, like a lot of times I might come on YouTube, but I might not come in this sector. You know, I might not come in this sector. I might go.
You know, I see you up, you know, in other people's chat.
And so,
mine, and you're more than welcome.
Thank you. So
you're more than welcome. You never did anything to me. Like I said, I think you're a good person.
You know,
but I can say, as late as today, you still need to talk to those.
They have my number, and I didn't know what, like I have already reached out to Jay Dunn by text. You know, like I think I sent BB a text today. So I mean I'll like reach out or whatever.
Okay, so if you sent her a text today, okay.
I sent her a text today. So I mean, like, they know I'm open.
I think they're more hurt. They don't want to see you regret. I think they're more hurt and worried for your sake.
See, they don't have to, because like it's like I am not like, okay. Let me see here. For one thing, VS is unavailable. After this situation, VS is gonna be like, you gotta be seriously crazy if you think that, you know, she's gonna be able to just come right back on YouTube. You know, like, and I'm not saying about being banned or anything like that. I'm just saying this is a life-changing situation for her. So it's a lot of stuff that she's gonna have to get together. So like VS needs her VS got her VS time. VS got, VS gonna have to do like her own little thing. You know what I'm saying? So like in terms of trying to be in a relation, like, when people like relationship, I've already said it clearly a bunch of times. I never want to be TSCC. I never like, because like, I like that whole, I didn't, that's not for me, because I had to deal with so many different people, and like, so like they're telling you they like you and love you one minute, then the next minute, they saying all kinds of lies and all kinds of stuff about you, and then they're like, it's just, I just can't, that's not for me. Like, that's why when after I left that situation, I said, I'm not doing any more teams or groups or anything. I'm going to, I'm going to support people, but I'm just going to be me, because, the team and the group thing, like from, like that just doesn't work. And then I've been a part of, like, I'm still like a part of a research group and different things with my brother and stuff that come in here. And just like with that, we had a whole group, a whole following. Well, they're still, it's still strong or whatever. But what I'm saying is, it also, the same thing also ended up happening with that. It's a lot of competition, a lot of different things. So that's why when I came over here, I'm like, I can do, like, if I can just like finally just be free and, and really talk about all the different things that I want to on the channel. And then when I was trying to do the panels and stuff, because of the conflict, and it was going more than one, it was coming from more than one way. Like, it was, and then some of these conflicts are coming, like, don't just think that these conflicts are just one way. The conflicts are coming from both ways, because both ends think that I'm supposed to do something different. And I'm like, no, I'm not, no, I'm gonna do like what I, what I am supposed to do. So, what I'm supposed to do. So, pretty much, like when I saw that, because one of the things is I didn't want to engage in the mess. Yeah, hold on a sec, caller. I didn't want to engage in the mess, in the mess, and I wanted to, like, just do things more positively over here, because like I am trying to get outside of this sector. I am trying to grow, and then I do want to do some bigger things, and what y'all gonna start seeing in a minute. One of the reasons I'm being patient is because I'm waiting on some equipment and stuff. But like, they know and all of this stuff, like I've discussed, I pretty much discussed or whatever, like I, pretty much, discussed or whatever. But when I saw that, the drama was starting to appear or whatever, like I said, I even came on live and I said that I didn't want people getting attacked and things because of me. And then and at the same, and I defended them. And at the same time, I don't want, like, I'm gonna do some things differently in a few, and you'll be able to see. But I'm trying to work on my analytics. And I don't, like, that's why, I don't want to, I'm trying to disassociate, because like the things that I want to do and the people that I want to, collab or engage with, they're not with this type of behavior.
Right, because it's going to be a trust factor.
So I'm, like, I just want to disengage this, and that's one of the reasons, like, just like, for instance, with Wiley was over there putting my name in videos and stuff like that every day.
Oh, God.
But I figured out something that I could, I figured out what I can do about that. But at that time, I was working on analytics, and I'm like, look at this, because when you pull up your name or whatever, all of these videos associated with your name come up, and it's just like tons of people in this sector have done videos, and I liked my name, but it's like I'm gonna have to do something different, because I need to disassociate from that.
Right. You want to see your name, but you want to see your name in a positive light.
Yeah, I don't want people
not
to
in a negative light.
Yeah, because if you ask for an interview with some big person or whatever, like, they're gonna check you out. And if they check you out and they put in your name, and then they see all of these, this, that, and the other, I don't want to be and that's one of the reasons I did the live stream yesterday, to tell people that when I came over here, it was about people getting to know me, not people getting to know. And just like when with J Dunn and BB and everything, it was like that's something totally separate. I don't want to involve this with this. And so it still came up on both ends. And it's like, no, like that is different from this. That is different from this. And then, at that point, like I hadn't, like at that point, it's like they were making videos and I was not paying attention. The only way I know is people tell me. And I wasn't, responding to them or anything. So you responded to them or anything. I was just, doing my thing. So, so like it's like, I don't know. It's like I just gotta. It's some things because some people I think they like this sector, or some people I think, some people I think they like this sector, and that's okay. But
yeah,
I don't.
They do like this kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I don't want to. Yeah, but I don't want. I don't want to. I'm trying to disassociate because I'm trying to do some different things. But how you doing, Kyle? I'm sorry. I know who you are. I don't want to call your name, but let me see who else is on the line right quick.
Okay, well, go ahead. Where you can find me.
No, you can still be here. I just want to check in with everybody else. How you doing?
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Am I on the live?
Yeah, you're you unknown caller. You're on the live. I'm gonna get you next. New York. New York. How long have you been here?
Moon, president for 2020. Fuck you, stinky pussy fish. Bitch, you pussy smells like.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Pussy smells like.
Good. Thank you very much. All right, New York.
He's on live all of that.
We sat there and waited to say, like, what?
I know who's friend.
And wait to say something like
one of your
that.
One of your boys' friends. I know who one of the.
Not my boyfriend. My boyfriend.
Not your boyfriend, but like I know who they're affiliated with because I've analyzed. And generally that caller calls in when another caller calls in. There's a few callers that like to play on the phone, so I know who they're associated with.
Okay. So, QI, this is Lady T. How you doing?
How you doing? My artist friend. Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah, so I'm listening to you and everything. And I don't want to get into, your viewpoints and stuff, of late and everything. I just really want to talk about what you were talking about when I came into the live. And right now, this sector and also like needing to disassociate myself with it because it's like people are just too much like sheep around here for me to be able to function properly and get the things that I need to get.
And you're the perfect caller. I'm so glad you're the perfect caller because people now they're gonna understand what I'm talking about. We both do graphics, and and whether people deal with us or not depends on the type of environment that we are around. And so we're not gonna be able to expand even with our graphics business in this type of sector.
I have to go. Do I like modding for QB? Like this is the thing. Everything started off for me very innocent.
Right.
QB was going through. This is like how the whole thing happened. Now, did I have these design capabilities and this talent prior to coming over here? Yes. When I had started up my channel, I had wanted it to be for one purpose or whatever, and what ended up happening is QB went through what he when he got doxxed. And it bothered me so much. It was just bothering me. So he wasn't pleased with his artwork. And God,
I remember the whole step of the way.
And God spoke to me, woke me up out of my sleep, and kept on waking me out of my sleep and kept on dropping in my sleep.
Go there, get it.
To do the artwork for QB. I did it for him as a solid, like no fee, no charge, or anything like that. Just like you didn't like your artwork. I hope you like this. And so
that's how the whole thing started. So then it was one day he modded me so that my name would be highlighted in the chat so that people could find my channel. Then he just decided to leave me on as a mod, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, you go into certain people's chats on a regular basis. They like you and they decide to mod you, or they like some of the things that you have to say. And, you know, they just decide to mod you and everything. And so, yes, you are that channel supporter, but that doesn't mean that, you know,
everything that they do,
you're riding,
right. Everything that they do, you agree
you're
with.
riding blindly for them.
Right.
And so I try my best to, when I'm in different people's chats, to, you know, be respectful. You know, if it's going in on QB Fest, I either exit out.
Right.
Excuse me. I either exit out, or, you know, if I feel like I can defend, you know, his point, I'll defend his point or whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the fact, like what I learned today is when I went over to James Caldwell's chat, I'm in a position to where you know, I'm just not feeling what he said today, you know. Mm-hmm. Now, I did preface what I said to James with, yeah, I didn't care for if 5 brought your children into it either. That's a fact. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, do I like 5? Do I enjoy her show? Do I enjoy her commentary and everything? Yeah, she's entertaining. She's funny. You know, she's
Yeah, exactly.
She got a lot of things going for her.
Right.
But just because I support her, I mean everything that comes out of that woman's mouth, I'm riding with.
Right.
Everything with James Caldwell. Everything that he says, I'm not going to ride with.
You're not going to ride.
Like,
I'm sorry.
It's like people feel the need to like have this blind support. And even if you hear something that they say is dead ass wrong, they're going to sit there and ride with it and enable them essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And just make it work.
Just like you would, enable them essentially, you know. And if you come with a difference of opinion, or if you come, you know, either you flip-flop or you shade, you this, that, and the third. I literally, while I was going through a hell in my real life, I'm sitting here minding my business. I have this cold that's been kind of lingering, and I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to kick it out. I don't even know if it's a cold, or if I'm just really being affected by what's going on.
Elderberry. Try some elderberry.
Huh?
I don't know if you have like a Whole Foods store. You're in New York, of course. But if you can find some elderberry, get you some elderberry seeds and put them in the water. It'll bring your immune system up like quickly. It'll knock you down, and then it'll bring your immune system, and it's natural.
I'll go check it out sometime tomorrow. I'll go see if I can find me some elderberries. No problem. So I'm laying down. This is now, how many days ago was this? This was when the whole thing with Vyas happened. I'm laying down, literally minding my business, listening to Vyas's live after the whole situation happened at the IHOP. Don't you know, somebody called in and said, I think that lady, she had something to do with it too. Because remember when she was telling, remember when she was telling Kiki? Remember she was telling Kiki, know what you said. You know what you said. I'm going to tell y'all what I said to Kiki. I said to Kiki, you said that you was going to go on your platform and you wasn't going to be doing this type of mess or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And I took you at your word because I'm not trying to be a part of the mess. Like,
right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I have a sister that's going to sit there and say that she's going to do what she needs to do and bring positivity to it, if you're going to do something outside of that, I really take offense to that because I feel like, you know, whatever we formed our friendship on or whatever we were trying to build, you shitting on low key. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I was talking about. And we promised each other that we was out here in these streets looking crazy. We would check each other. And that's what I did on Brianna's platform. All of a sudden, I looked in the chat, somebody said, I know her. She's a convict. I know her mother. You don't know my mother.
Okay.
You don't know my mother. You don't
Right.
know me. I ain't never. I spent a day in jail for weed back in 2000. I don't even know, 2001 or something like that. You understand? I'm not no convict. I'm on my second master's in business. Like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
like that's just like
You know
with
what I mean?
me.
You hear my New York accent.
Yeah,
You hear my New York accent.
It's heavy
You think
too.
that, you know, I'm out here, you know, a slickster and a shade shyster and all this other
But let
stuff.
me say this real quick, Lady T.
Let me. All I want to do is,
Let me say this real quick, because
I
know I'm gonna tell you why.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you why they're doing it first. Because I know, like, I figured out why they were doing it with me. Because we go along and we're like so innocent and we're just trying to do our thing, right? We're not trying to be competitive. We're not trying to be better than anybody. And somebody, so like they see, like for instance, you know, as a graphic designer, you have the capability. You can do your production from beginning to end.
Yes.
Right. So, like, if you're doing it for everybody else, you can do your production from beginning to end. So, don't, like, if you were to become a content creator, then boom, you know, then boom. And then, you know, if your topics and your conversation, like, I know your topics and conversation are great, then you're going to, you know, be awesome. So, people already see that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, a lot of people, they see in you they see the greatness, or they see the potential in you, and before you know you're really out the gate, or before you really figured out, you know, like their direction, you know, they've already attacked you, because in this sector it's about with everybody, and sometimes it can even be the people that sit right next to you that are competitive, that, you know, like they want to outdo you. Like it could be somebody, oh, we're gonna ride together. Like, just like Vyas started coming at me, you know, coming at my platform. I was over here doing my own thing. She started coming at my platform. It could be somebody, like I'm saying, it could be somebody that you cool with, and all of a sudden, because you're growing, because you're doing good, you want to come at you. Because in this sector, it's like everybody wants to be the king or the queen. And
I'm not looking to be the king or the queen. I'm not looking to be anybody.
Me either.
Like, I'm really, you know, I'm not trying to ride out and all that other stuff. Like, I want to support the people who I support, but my real goal is to get everybody in this sector, as many people as I can, and you snatch up the rest, and let's make their content beautiful.
I mean,
that's really, like, legit. You know what I mean? And so Brianna, you know, Brianna's like, oh, she's not welcome back on my platform and all this.
Don't worry about that.
I want to be nothing with you. I want to do
don't worry. That's what I'm trying to say.
Together.
Don't worry about.
Let me do your intro and your outro.
Don't worry.
The thumbnail.
Yeah. Right. Don't worry
That's
about.
all I'm trying to do. I ain't trying to.
Don't worry about that. Don't.
You know, and it ain't even so much. Yeah, I would like to make the money for it, but I really want us to look like, you know, like I want the talent, your talent to your artwork to match your talent. That's all that I'm looking forward to doing.
Yeah, don't worry about
and
that.
Then today, in James's chat, I realized I'm not going to be able to do that because I already have a stigma or like an X on my back for no reason. That's offensive.
And it's not.
I saw that today.
Yeah, look, it's nothing to do with you. Like we can't, you know, like I have.
Who am I else on? I'm not on the line because I heard another voice.
This is B-Town Hester, right?
Oh, how you doing?
Yeah.
All right, babe. How you doing?
Okay, like it's not.
Yeah, I saw that when you was in James' chat, and you just simply spoke your opinion, and TSCC jumped dead in on her. I saw it.
And the funny part about it is, you know, they're TSCC. I don't know who these people are.
I know
somebody was saying something to me, and I was like, I was just saying, like, you know me, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying?
It was at Miss Thompson because I done had words with her. That's
it was like a Miss Thompson and somebody. I don't know.
Oh, that's TSCC.
But I don't know these people.
She's TSCC. Miss Thompson is TSCC. But this is what I'm trying to say to you. A lot of these, like, in this sector, because of the way, because I saw that as well. I saw that when I even like first came out, like a lot, because like by VS doxing people, that affected me. Like I didn't dox anybody, but like that affected me because they thought, like they think that, people think that I'm gonna dox them. So it's like in this sector, it's like the way I see that they do things, it's like they will, and I'm not saying you have to leave everybody alone in this sector, but I'm just saying one of the things that I see, because I've been out here in YouTube land for a long time, and in order to really grow, you want to get with some of the bangers, and you want to, you look at growth. This people, the average person here has 20,000, 30,000 subscribers, right? In this sector, and that's about the highest. And just think, a lot of those are troll pages. So, like
exactly.
So right. So how can you possibly grow? That's what I was talking about.
You can't grow in this sector.
Channel. Like there's a ceiling here, and I don't understand how you can, really like base your platform to be successful in this sector if you're truly trying to be successful.
Because it's too divided.
That's why my platform isn't geared to this sector.
I'm trying. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
I wouldn't say my platform is geared towards this sector either. And that's the funny part. It's like whoever was, having an issue with me, obviously, and they damn sure can't do it now, but they obviously hadn't visited my channel. You know what I mean? You could have visited my channel, because all you would have seen me do is chill. I chill on my channel. I literally call it the T lounge because I want people to kick their feet up.
Work on your analytics. Work on your analytics, like, and that's pretty much like with your titles and stuff like that. Like sometimes come on, like even when you're saying watch me work, like go look at some of those other graphic designers or some of those other artists, and
put them in my tags, right?
Yeah, so that you can, because like I, just like we could grow a platform just by doing that, just by coming on doing tutorials, or coming on, coming on showing a few tips and tricks about different programs that we use. So start doing that, so that so that like you could at least get a different mesh. And then like if there's something else that you're passionate about, start looking at their titles and then their tags, and and start trying to emulate that. And that's why I said it bothered me that people keep putting my name in their titles, because it's keeping me stuck here.
Like you're messing up my brand, and you're messing up my brand because you have this blind alliance to somebody that you have yet to meet, or won't ever meet.
And that's why, like,
And the interesting part about it is, I've done artwork for Tony Daly. She's at 100,000 subscribers. I'm doing work for Blackberry Beauty Academy. She's at like, I don't know, I gotta check her numbers out. But they're in completely different sectors. They're not in this sector at all. Well, obviously, and sometimes like I have to like really I can't talk about this stuff no more. Like every once in a while, I'll get caught up in it, and I'll make a little video. Not like it's not too many. And usually when I do it kind of creatively. I don't know if you saw it, Q-Rob, but with the whole Phi Babe and Spiller Boy thing, I put the West Side Story up.
I've seen your
whole thing
I
with
like
the TSCC happened. I put the Wiz up. It'll be something to where I make a statement, but not like a
direct
statement. But I don't need people who's interested in my work to come over and see this mess or whatever. And if I drop down in the chat, I just want to have my opinion. Why does my opinion matter to you?
And then it's like, just like, with the James, and,
like it bugs me out.
Like with the James and Phi Babe thing, I like James and I like Phi Babe, and like
I really hate that's going on.
Yeah, and I wrote,
isn't it horrible?
Yeah, and like, and I stuck with Phi Babe, but I couldn't go in James' chat because if I went in James chat, you also had the TSCC, and they definitely were going to try to throw a narrative in on me. And see, that's what they were doing with you, because Miss Thompson is and that's what they do. They throw out these narratives. Like just like what I did yesterday, correcting some of these narratives that they're trying to throw out, because because I'm over here and because I talk positive, and I talk about, like different content, they, they were trying to make me out to be 30 days in jail for domestic violence. That was a part of trying to slander, like my character. And just like most of the stuff that was said was intended to slander my character, because not, like with VS, it was because she already knew that I was gonna grow. She already knew, like, it's like like, why she shut down my channel, because she already knew that, like, I was gonna grow. Like, once I got over here, I was going to grow. And VS knew very well about the analytics, so she knew how to keep, she knew, like, she knows good. She knows about the analytics. She knows about the analytics, so she knew, like, how to lock me in and control me or whatever. So, like, or try to control me. And so, like people are saying with J Dunn and BB. Now, like with BB, with, like J Dunn, she seems to like this sector, because, like, she'll easily make a video about this sector. And, like, we talked before, and I've always, told her that, like, so when I make it, when I, like, for a minute, I have, like, sort of like been solo, like, without the panels and everything. With BB, it's not a problem, because BB does her own thing. And, BB's, she's, slightly positive, but, like, I have to make, like, it's not like I'm hating on or any, like, it's not like I'm dropping anyone. It's just that, like, for if I'm going to get out this sector, I have to, I have to strategically do it the right way in order to get out of this sector, in order to branch out and to get into more, like, the sectors, cross sectors that I belong in. Because, like, people here, we have a few people that are interested in the things that I talk about, but most of these people are interested in drama. So in order, like, in order for me to be successful, I have to cross, I have to, cross over into some different sectors. And it's hard to do that if, like, like your associations and your different things keep coming back, just like when Wiley was putting my names in the titles. Like, that's one of the reasons I, had to, speak out to him, because, I put in my name and I stroll up and down, and it's this, like 4 and 5, 6 videos with that. And then, over here, and then other people. So, like, I'm gonna do a name. I'm gonna have to do a name change. I hadn't really figured it out.
See, I really don't want to give up my name.
I don't want to either.
Thought about that as well.
I don't want to either, but I'm gonna have to do it. I'm not gonna do it until I start seeing some results, because if I do it now, they're dirty enough. Now see, one thing that people feel, these are not friends. These are not alliances. Like, these are not alliances. At the end of the day, everybody is a content creator. And then you have some subscribers that ride with content creators. And and content creators are very competitive. So, you have to keep yourself in a content creator frame of thought. Now, you can collab with people and different things, but, like for your channel, even though, you might, you support this person, support that person, but, like, this is your brand.
And what I may have to do, and it sucks, because right now I'm mod for, and this is the gag, I'm mod for QB, who is New Kids on the Block, Captivated Christian, who is House of Treasure, and Ask April, who has her Angel.
Oh, that's 3 different. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is,
and that, like, really, that should show that you're unbiased. You're unbiased, but, like,
exactly,
people won't let you.
Exactly, but what's happening is because I'm highlighted, because, you know, and I'm in that blue and everything like that, it becomes a problem. And, you know, it may get to the, it may like, I don't know. I don't want to, like, it's aggravating because why should I have to give up my wrenches, you know, to appease people who aren't going to support me anyway? You understand what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's causing a problem because you see me with my wrench, so you have all these preconceived notions, and you're running with them.
But see, you know, that's what I
now,
mean.
You know, I'm some kind of mafia princess or whatever. It don't help the fact that I have a temper. My mother be trying to help me, but I got a temper. So I told that person, I put my number in the chat, like, yo, meet me. Like, you want to threaten me? Don't threaten me.
Be careful with that.
Threat.
No, be careful. Be careful with that.
I know, I see that, you know, but that's how aggravated I got. You know what I'm saying?
But let me tell you something. Now, like, you know why? Like when after I already I've had a successful channel before, like with over 1,000 people, like in the Black conscious sector. Okay, some people got jealous and they, like, you know, struck that down. But, you know, I just wasn't stressing being a content creator, you know, at that point. So I just started another channels, and I like supporting. I like going on panels, you know, things like that. And then until I realized that, you know, like, until I realized that the only way I'm going to have complete freedom to say things and do things the way that I really feel is like on my own channel. So, you know, like that's what made me decide, you know, like to, you know, go ahead and start my own channel to have complete freedom. Okay. Now, one of the reasons why I haven't, you know, been like coming online is because, like, when I first started, just like when I started those panels, one of the things that I realized was that I was rushing. And it was like, just like I still hadn't made an intro for myself. You know, it's a lot of things that I needed to do to get my.
I don't have time to cultivate my channel at all.
Right. It was a lot of things that I needed to also do for my channel to, you know, like properly brand it so that it would appear professional, like to the type of audience that I'm trying to target. And so, like, that's what made me slow down, because it was too much. And then it was like, you have to try to find interviews. You have to, you know, you have to get people, you know, try to, you know, get people to come on and, you know, like work with everybody to get everybody to come on. And then, you know, I also wanted to put forward my own content too. And so I was trying to do 2 panels and then bring forth my own content, which was a lot. And it didn't leave room for like anything else. So, you know, I said, you know what, I'm going to slow down. And I'm going to go ahead, and the first thing that I'm going to focus on is getting my branding together. I'm going to focus on working on my analytics, you know, my analytics. And then, you know, and then you really need to focus on what type of content is very important. See, a lot of content creators don't think about this, not like, or a lot of YouTubers. There's a difference between a YouTuber and a content creator. There's a difference. But a lot of YouTubers do not think ahead of time about what's the purpose of your channel. What type of content are you going to be providing? Because everything that you need to do from that point on needs to be geared toward that type of audience. Because, like, the only way you're going to be successful is if people are interested in your content. Like, I know that this is not the sector for me. You know, like, it's nothing to do. It's like nothing to do with the people per se, but it's like this, like, you know, like I belong in other. I would do better in and then I would do better in cross sectors, and even with the people like they come over here. They come from this sector or whatever. If I had a cross blend, if you got a cross blend of people from different aspects or different sectors, then it's going to balance out, you know, your supporters.
I have went to other sectors and they think this sector is a whole big joke.
It is.
Of course they do.
I can't.
They look down on this sector.
This sector is not gonna. This sector will not. I don't. This sector would not. You know, like at the end of it all, you're probably gonna still have James Caldwell and maybe, because it's people trying to take Sean Bradley's position, but maybe Sean Bradley. But at the end of it all, everybody else see like Five Babe. Let me tell you something. Five Babe has a lot of potential, but she needs like Five Babe, like she had a cross window too that she should have took. When B Love came in her chat, she should have boom, boom,
flew the fucking coop.
And I told her
she should have known at that point because she should have flew the coop because she you know what I can see, like I hope I don't weird nobody out. But I'm a very spiritual person, and because I'm a graphic artist,
I understand.
I see things, but it's not like I see things like I'm hallucinating. Like I don't see it.
We have vision.
It's like in my third eye,
Right?
You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like in my mind. So God will show me things. Like I'll get a vision for. That's the same way I'll get a vision for somebody's banner or something like that. And sometimes they don't let me get. They don't let me. Like the person will be so stuck on something that they want that I can't get what. They're supposed to have out.
We have to do what they want.
But I keep seeing with Five, like a plant that can't fit in the pot no more. And you know how like when the plant grows, you have to remove it from the pot and repot it and everything.
Yeah,
that's it. Seeing that with Five, like she needs to be repotted. Like
that's it.
Like her plant is.
That's it.
Yeah, the original.
She went on the wrong path. She went on the wrong.
Talent has outgrown this sector.
But she took during that time with B Love. If she had went ahead and started doing collabs with B Love, if she had went ahead, because I like shot her email. I said, only thing I said, you're like amongst one of the few people in this sector that I can see actually growing, outside of this sector and big. And I was like, all you have to do is start meshing, different content, meshing different content, like with the new, like she should have stayed like right there, like unbiased news, and then like it was like she was headed toward that direction.
Read it out.
Yeah, like Candle, like she do a little bit of it now, but she should have did it more where like her analytics grows, and then she should have tried to work out something, with B Love. With B Love, where she could cross, pollinate sectors or whatever. Like she could have went on and did a mukbang, had her come on do a mukbang, something, to cross pollinate her.
See, I don't know, because the thing with B Love is doing celebrities.
Well,
so
that would have been.
I don't know where she's at with. Would she be willing to do a mukbang with?
Well, celebrities would have been perfect.
I know that at that time.
Yeah.
Obviously other people were, starting to get, her analytics was starting to hit other sectors and things like that. So she could have just started to really implement and just eat those numbers. Like, those numbers aren't as high as, because like I keep hearing a running narrative, about when people talk about how the content creators don't do it as well with their reviews and things like that. But, sometimes you just got to eat the loss for a little while until you just tell people, like, okay, I want to see Five, and this is all I'm going to get from her. So, I'm going to just ride the wave. And then you kind of also weed out the people who aren't really supporters anyway. So that's why somebody was talking about my numbers earlier. Like, I want people who are going to be interested in what my content and what I have to say, not people who are interested in just, like not people who are interested in just coming over here about mess or people. I want people who are actually interested in my content, because those are valuable supporters. Like if you go, like some people got long-term valuable supporters. Like you got to go over to those bigger channels. Like I go observe other platforms and other people as well, and a lot of those bigger, especially like in some of the topics that I have, like in the spirituality sector, a lot of times all they do is upload videos, and we're talking about they have 100K. We're talking about they have big numbers like that, and all they do is upload videos. So and then they have long-term subscribers, long-term people. So you want to look at quantity.
Just keep your personal life out of it.
Right. You want to look at quantity. What is it? Quality over
Quality over
quantity.
quantity.
Right. The quality of your.
I just see it like this. If these people have enough talent to make these, you know, unknown, I don't want to say nobody, because I hate when people say nobody when they're talking about people who are not celebrities.
Right.
But if these people can make these content creators who don't have huge followings and things like that, celebrities in this sector, imagine what they could do, you know, and because I mean, if we're into beef, then fine, let's be into beef and let's talk about Remy and Nikki or whatever, and get you know, the numbers that, you know, you would like to see. Like, what's his name? Alexander Rogers,
Yeah.
right?
He left this sector.
He was a part of that whole Vegas situation, right? He ain't never talked about it on his channel.
Because he don't want to be associated with the analytics. He would be stuck.
Right.
He would not be as big as he is if just like Armand Wiggins. Armand Wiggins don't talk about this sector. You know, like Lovely T.I. They, like, if they have to, it's so hard for them. They'd rather go on somebody else's channel in this sector, because once you're in this sector, it's like you're at the bottom of the totem pole. You know,
The barrel.
yeah, the bottom of the barrel. So you want to, like, most of it, like I noticed all of the other larger content creators, and we're talking about Lovely T.I. and Tasha K, and them, they ain't even large compared to a lot of other people out there, and a lot of other people out there. So when you look at a lot of those larger content creators and stuff, they're not beefing, they're not in the drama, because you only gonna last for just like most of, like, a lot of people were James and Fi Babe supporters. Okay, so when James and Fi Babe got into it, a lot of James supporters went James' way, a lot of Fi Babe supporters stayed Fi Babe way. You know, so like
that's exactly why I chose West Side Story, because I feel like Tony and Maria, we just want to.
And it's gonna keep happening.
You know, and they're like, why are you with this one? Why are you that one? It's like, you know,
it's just the recycling.
Like that person over there or whatever.
It's just recycling.
I'm not gonna, you know, name names or whatever, but I wanted to start this thing on my channel, and so I reached out to a content creator, and they basically, because, you know, I was supporting another person, was hesitant to, you know, support me, and we have a decent relationship. And so I think that maybe that's what was bothering me prior to me calling in too, because I was trying to figure out where my emotions was, because I knew, I was like, damn, like, with the thing in James chat bothering me that much, but stuff like that, you know, slides off my back. I think that's what it was.
It was, you know, like,
I was realizing that
it's control. It's like, it's like the control. Like, for instance, when you are like, you're a business person, you're not just like a content creator, you're a business person. And, you know, with business, it's about integrity. So, you know, like, you want to just be as integral as possible, but it's hard to do that in this sector. It's hard to just, you know, it's just hard.
They will make you come out of character.
They will make you come out of character.
Because in this sector, good sense ain't available. It's just common sense. Like, there's a common thread that everybody, you know, goes by. And I've never been for common sense. Everybody like, oh, you know, they ain't got no common sense. No, people got common sense. It's the same old. Where the good sense at. You don't have any good sense, right? You know, that's what I'm seeing, and like, I'm just trying to figure out my way, but also outside of, like, what I want to do in my business and my channel and everything, just watching all of this is taking a toll. Like,
but you know, that's why you got to get out. That's why you got to get out, because you're a spiritual person and you know how energy is. And see, that's like, that's the likewise with me, because when I first started, I felt positive, I felt good. I come on here, I do my thing, you know, I do my thing or whatever. And then when people start seeing that, like, you know, like, I've seen a lot of different things. They come at you indirectly. You know, they're going to try to affect you in some type of way. Yeah, because, you know, it's like they, you know, like, they're going to they don't want you to be better than them. So, You know, like the bet, like I said, if you really, really want to grow, like I've just realized that there's no growth in this sector. I start looking at the numbers in this sector. I mean, you got a few people, two or three people with 50,000, but they don't get the views. Then you got you know, Rob, James, James Caldwell, and I want to say Sean Bradley.
Lord, look how long James has been around.
Exactly. Like if you've been around that long, you're gonna have that. Like if you stay on here, there's no way you can't grow. You know, you might not grow fast, but you're gonna grow.
But it probably takes them a long time to get where they're going, because you know, a lot of the like I was saying that in BBK live earlier, a lot of the personalities I see, they're so talented and like engaging and magnetic. They should be at, you know, 100,000.
There's a control situation. First of all, no new people are going to come into this sector. No new, like this like when people come, like just look at what's her name, 305, Geisha 305. When she came in the sector, she hurried up and left and said, y'all crazy. You know, like no new people, and you have to have new people. You also have to have the cross intersection. Just like, for instance, if Phi Babe had, that's why I was riding. One of the reasons I was riding so hard for Phi Babe, because if Phi Babe had cross sector, it would have benefited other people that whose channel was geared. Right.
I saw that too.
Yeah, it would have benefited other people who had cross sector channels. So, like, you know, that's why I was like, we want her to make it. We want her to be cross sector, because that's going to help. That will help, you know, like a lot of the other content creators, cross sector content creators. But, you know, because she didn't, or if nobody ever does, then, you know, like we're stuck. Just like when that's what Alexander Rogers knows about analytics. That's why he goes over here and he doesn't mention this. He might come over here on the phone, but he don't really even, you don't see Alexander Rogers' name in no chats or nothing like that, because he disassociated. And look at his numbers. So this sector is not
he's going steadily.
Yeah, this sector is not like this sector is this sector probably won't, it's gonna probably dry out, you know, and it'll probably be one or two people to stay.
Oh, it will. It's either gonna clean up or be dried out.
It's gonna be one or two people within the like within the sector, just to say it won't even really be a sector. Just like, let me give you an example, the Kanika Jenkins. Remember when Kanika Jenkins situation, you know, you had the Kanika Jenkins sector, and they like it was big. And now like you very seldom see any of those people in the analytics, and you really don't you know, like there's no such thing as a Kanika Jenkins section.
Well, that's partially because that content creator got killed.
What content creator?
You talking about Zach?
About Kanika Jenkins. He was covering the Kanika Jenkins story.
You talking about Zach TV1? Zach TV1? Yeah.
Who did you say? I wonder if it's the same one I was watching.
Yeah. Well,
what was the name of the
Zach TV1.
I gotta take a look. Look, you said FAT or
ZACK. Yeah, and then Kanika's uncle had gotten shot too. J Money Breed.
But that was prior to her, wasn't it?
No, that was after her. He was the one that was in the.
Oh.
Yeah, that was after her.
That story just went so many ways.
Then Zach
Lawson gave up.
Well, they made a monkey out of it. They made, like, once again, just like in this sector, people get caught on, they'll do anything for a click and view. So people were coming on saying all kinds of crazy stuff for, I got this, I got the, this, I got that, and for a click and a view. So it just got real crazy. And, they watched.
Right.
Like they were watching They were watching the Kanika situation play out online, and that's how they determined what they were gonna do. And it just got to the point where it was so vicious. Like people were just getting vicious. It was getting so vicious, just like this sector, that it was like, shoot, you don't even need to cover it. I mean, it was people scamming and frauding from every direction possible.
Mm-hmm.
And even down to the guy that killed her. His death played out on here too.
I never figured out who killed her.
I personally,
They never have.
I chopped it up.
Yeah, I didn't think they had ever.
Robinson and kept it moving. That's what I did.
Me too. And that manager of that hotel, I think had something to do with it, because he left and went overseas, and he had to unlock that area for them to get down there with Kanika.
It was interesting. I mean, I was on. I don't know if y'all were familiar with Fact Check TV, but I was on Fact Check TV panel, and we had the forensics, the photo analyzer on there, and then we had somebody who worked in I can't remember her title, but she was in forensics, and she broke down the forensics report for us. And what it meant, and then the photo analyzer, she broke down the photos, and she was, like going over like stuff that they had missed according to the report, and what this, like the angle of this and the angle of that. And some people stole our commentary. Plus we did a documentary lining it up, because we were actually sending things to like the politicians of Chicago and different places, and trying to get them to, we were just trying to say this case has been improperly investigated, and get it transferred to another jurisdiction to be properly investigated.
It was, gosh, I was just so confused with that one. But I just had an odd feeling it wouldn't get solved.
Well, when
because stuff like that never do. When you know it ain't right, they're gonna brush it under the rug. Just like remember, this is not about a murder case or anything like that, but remember that plane that disappeared?
Yep.
And nobody ever talks about it again.
Yep.
I've been here. So when it's like stuff like that, and you see it's weird or whatever, I just know that you're just never gonna, find out, what happened until maybe, you go to meet your maker.
That's right. That's right.
Well,
that's why I tell. Some things just, that's what I was saying. Q out. Some things is just take it to the altar, do as much as you can to help a person without hurting yourself.
I'm not hurt,
and the rest give it to God.
Yeah, I'm not hurt. I did what I was supposed to do, and I'm not, like people, like I'm not hurt. Other people think I'm hurt, but I'm not. Like it wasn't like that, because I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was supposed to do. I understood her better than she understood herself. So like most of her actions where, like they didn't hurt me, like they didn't hurt me, or they didn't, like I knew the purpose of her doing what she was doing and everything better than she does, better than she did. And so it's like, like when I say that people sometimes need some help, people need help in healing, or else if people really wanted her to stop, then you got to know that you have to, she needs help in healing, because, other than that, it's going to be worse in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all can continue. I'm gonna step away for a minute, but y'all continue to talk. Anything?
Oh no, but I have to go. Because I was getting ready to head off anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, well, you know what? Go ahead, Q. I'll step away. I'll stay on for a little bit or whatever, and then
it'll be a few seconds.
Back, I'll head off.
Yeah, it'll be a few seconds. And
okay, no problem.
All right. Thanks for taking my call, you.
You don't have to go, Miss Hester.
You
Stay,
still there, sis?
Hester. Stay with Lady T. And y'all just talk
Yeah.
about
Just
something.
just until she gets back, so we could keep her show going and everything. But
What?
yeah, because she had to
Yeah, I
step
know
away
there's
for
a
a
lot of
second.
people left.
Mhm,
I know.
in the
I
chat.
think Brother Jay got something going good over there. He's talking about.
Oh, he's
I think
on.
it's it's something about Tracy.
Oh,
Oh.
I ain't going. I don't be into that no more. I'm done. I'm for real. I'm done because it's
I
like
know. I heard him say, "Do not call in dragging her. Do not call in cursing her."
I
Really?
well, I don't know, y'all. I'll
Uh-huh.
see it on Lipstick Alley or something, but I can't do this stuff no more because it's just like when it's just like you think that you're gonna find a resolve and you never do. It's never like
Mhm.
it's never end. It's like it goes from one
I have a horrible feeling the end is when somebody gets hurt for
killed.
real, for
hmm
real. And
Like
that's the messed
yeah,
up
like
part.
New York, like New Year's Day or something like that.
Yeah, but like a real New Year's Day. Like
Yeah, no,
more
yeah,
like Valentine's Day, you know?
because what y'all don't
Remember 10
realize.
years? It's been about 10 years ago when the concert got killed, and it turned out to be her high school sweetheart.
Oh wow.
And then Zach TV, but
Yeah,
then
fuck.
Zach TV won. But like that's what I'm saying. Zach TV won. But what I'm saying is like New Year's Eve was a save, I think, according to like it was a like I said, if people think that she's gonna be able to come and still do the same thing, no, because
No, she can't.
it's I don't mean
Mhm.
I don't mean nothing dealing with the law. Nothing. I'm saying that like you gotta realize that like you gotta realize some things that should have been an eye opener because like I think that God actually saved her because I think that if she had walked out that door, like I mean I think that like if I think that like they're saying somebody could have been waiting for her. And see, it's some people out here, and you see how invested they are and how angry and stuff. It's some people out here that like probably don't even have nothing to do with the situation that want to hurt people.
Yeah.
So you have to, so like I'm just saying, like God does things for certain reasons, and I think that was a wake up call, and I think that like it's right now because, like I said, what we don't realize too is a lot of people are addicted to YouTube. A lot of content creators and stuff, they get addicted to it. A lot of people are addicted to YouTube, and they don't realize that they're addicted, and they don't realize that they're addicted, and sometimes that addiction has to be broken as well.
Yes, I agree.
hmm
1,000%.
And that's why I tune out.
What he say? He told somebody he's a little disturbed about what's going on.
Who?
It's just like always something happening.
Right, like what the hell happened this time while we was doing the live? I can't be bothered. I'm getting ready to eat my turkey sandwich.
I'm being at peace. Yeah.
Right. I mean, we on this live. I may go live for a little while. I'm usually a lady.
I'll come in there. I'll keep up and come through. But
Okay.
I'm trying to be at peace, and I'm about to end this. But like what I'm saying is like things get serious in YouTube world. Like this stuff goes off the street, and like it gets serious. And at the end of the day, at some point you got to say it's not that serious. And then a lot of this stuff is like it carries on and on because people always want something to happen because people want drama. And then there's a lot of instigators. It's like a lot of behind the scene bone carriers and instigators that keep stuff just like you was talking about, like in James chat. Those are instigators, and they're trying to get you. They're trying to get you emotional. They're trying to get you started.
To act out a character.
Yeah, to get you started in on something.
They regular trying to get
take me off my square.
To make up.
To get who?
Jay Wilson and Tracy to make up.
Well,
please.
I don't know.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Mhm.
It's a possibility.
It might
I never
happen.
say never.
It might happen for temporary reasons because, like I said, you got to remember all of these people are content creators, and when they don't have any
Clicks and views.
yeah, clicks and views. That's what I'm just trying to say. Some stuff is done
Mhm.
merely for the sake of clicks and views. We're sitting there sensationalized, and they're sitting there because they know that people are nosy. They know that.
Somebody in the chat said Tracy started all this mess. Someone said she started that she didn't like you anyway. She was waiting for an opportunity to turn
That's
on
what
you.
you call an instigator. That is an instigator.
And George Blog comes in.
Then rather than whatever's happening for whatever reason, whether it's organic or calculated.
Mhm.
Anyway, you are
Yeah,
because I don't want to eat nothing. I'm gonna
Thank
make
you.
my sandwich.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you both for coming
no
on.
problem.
right.
I enjoyed having a conversation with you guys.
I
Y'all
ain't
have a
know
good
that. I'm
night.
gonna have to check y'all. Well, I know QI, but
Mhm. Lady
I'm
T
gonna
is
check
cool
you out,
too.
Lady T.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
please. Thank you too.
she's soothing. She's
All
like,
right. I'll say something in the chat so you can find my channel.
mhm,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
All right.
All
Talk
right.
to you
Thanks,
later.
babe.
all right, I'm gonna
Okay.
hang up
Peace.
now, but I'm gonna introduce.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Y'all go ahead and subscribe to Lady T, who's about to say something in the chat. If you're in the building and you're not subscribed to her, and go ahead and subscribe to Miss B Town Hester, as well as any other content creator who came here, because we're all about networking, we're all about positivity, and we're all about working together over here. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and play out little music, and then we're gonna head out, family. I'm gonna go and meditate and play with my puppy. Here we go. Peace, family, peace, love, and hair grease, and we're out.